What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. This is going to be part 2 of the new parts install video. In the last one we did a few things. Now I want to show you the new parts that I ordered and they finally arrived. So let's take a look at them. I did order the new thermostatic plate and new flange for the blow-off valve, and also the flood dampener crank pulley. Here they are, guys. So there's the pulley. Looks pretty nice solid piece, so we should not have any issues later down the road of this thing separating. So pretty stoked about that. Here's the new flange for the blow-off valve. And this thing, like I told you, is the old position is on the way of our oil cooler. We are going to weld the hole shut, which is under here, like I told you before. And then we're gonna move this right in this spot, just right behind it. So it's gonna be about 6 inches back. Here is the new thermostatic plate. Still 180-degree thermostat. And this guy actually has, so this one has some options compared to the Mishimoto. So you can either have your dash 10 ANs coming out of the sideways like that. So if it's going to be mounted on your engine, they can either point out, or if you don't have any room, you got something else going on there, you can also switch them into this. And these guys were here, so these two 10 ANs, and this is 1/8" MPT fittings. So if you're running your pressure gauges or pressure and temp, you can use one for each or have one capped off. So this one gives you some options. And here's the adapter for this thing to go onto. This will screw into your block, and then you'll have your adapter for the oil filter itself. The adapter plate is installed. Let me show you what it came out to. I'm just gonna have to get under here. Alright, here's the adapter plate. It is all tightened down except these B nuts. I'm not gonna tighten them down because we still gotta pull the front end off, and they probably most likely gonna come off. But anyway, pressure sensor went right into one of those ports, MPT ports. Oil filters right over there. It is pretty tight fitment, I'll tell you that. It would be easier if you guys don't run an AC. There'll be a lot of real estate open up, but since I am running AC, there isn't much going on. Oil dipstick clears, it is in, so that's nice. Everything fits, everything's tight, so I'm pretty stoked about it. These lines will still need to be secured. They come all the way out down this way. We're gonna have a 180 dropping straight down, which is gonna be this line. We're gonna cut it to size right over here, and it'll go right down into here. And then we have a 45. They'll come right out and drop down. And this bracket might have to go under or below. We'll see how the bumper fitment in this, or maybe we're not even gonna have it. So anyway, this doesn't look too bad. And like I said, we still gotta make the bracket to hold this corner up and to hold this corner up. So not done here yet, but this will get done shortly. I think since that is all mounted and mocked up, I'm gonna have to pull the front clip back off and put the dampener pulley on next, and then we're gonna start reinstalling everything for good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some oil in the motor, and then I was gonna take a syringe and fill my turbo up a little bit just to lubricate some the bearings inside before we crank the motor over. But the reason I was gonna crank the motor over right now, I don't know how most of you crack your crank pulley bolt off, because it's always so tight. I usually just set my ratchet against the ground and crank the ignition. So basically you're just gonna sit like this against the ground like that, and then we're just gonna crank it once, and then we'll break this nut loose real fast. Alright boys, and that's the easiest way to get your bolt loosened up. This bolt's always tight, everybody knows that. So if you're ever wondering how you can get it loose by yourself, just go ahead, put the ratchet against the floor, give it like 2 cranks, and it's off, easy peasy. Alright, now I'm going to get the puller on here, get this off, get a new one on. Alright boys, so the puller's set up now. We got these 2 bolts tight, and then we're just going to bring your middle crank bolt out a little bit, and then screw in this middle. See if she comes right off. Oh, there she comes. Alright guys, that's how you get that off. The easiest and fastest way to get your pulley off. I cleaned all this up right now, and you can see right over here on this plastic for your timing belt cover, there's my pulley was rubbing on here, so it's probably an indication of this thing actually is about to separate anytime soon. So good thing this is getting changed out now. Let's say it was trouble down the road. But you can see there's plastic, melted plastic on the back of this, and there's melted plastic right here, which sucks, but oh well. So let's get the new unit on. So you're just gonna align it with your key and kind of just tap it on there softly until it's far enough where you can take your main bolt and tighten it up evenly. There it is, easy peasy, on and off in a few minutes, and we're going to keep on rolling. Now I'm going to put a belt on and then start reassembling this front end. Alright boys, after a long day, putting this car back together, everything is on. Oil cooler so far sitting right here just for right now, but it's gonna go right over here. You can see this bracket that I made actually bolts onto over here, and the other piece goes right there. So that's what we got so far. Oil, we're probably gonna have to top it off once the lines in the oil cooler will fill, but the oil cooler itself is topped off. So we should have plenty. I even put a little bit more than I needed to inside the motor. This has some fluid just topped off to the top, but once it starts sucking it in, we're gonna have to put some more in. The fans are wired, so that is all hooked up. The wire harness is good to go. Let's see if she fires up. Laptop is hooked up, so let's get inside the car and give her a crank. See if anything's leaking. Alright guys, so that just ran, and I let it get to operating temperature, and when the fans kicked in, I actually got them wired backwards. So I'm gonna swap the polarities around, and I'm gonna turn it on one more time. So far I have no leaks. It fired up the first time, no issues. So I'm pretty happy about that, but we still need to drive it and actually see, you know, if there's any leaks under load, which we'll do that hopefully tomorrow or Sunday. But anyway, right now I'm gonna swap the polarities on the fans, and then we're gonna fire it up one more time, make sure the coolant temperature goes down when it needs to. Hey guys, today's a new day. Yesterday we ran it for the first time, and then I swapped the polarities. Now the fan kicked in the way it's supposed to be. It's pushing the air through the radiator, so this is all good. Pretty good, pretty happy with that. But today we're gonna finish bleeding the cooling system, and I just went out and picked up some Toyota Red coolant, so I got that. I also picked up some distilled water so we can mix 50-50, and we're gonna finish bleeding that. We're also gonna top off a little bit of oil, not much, just about a half a quart, and then I also want to change the differential oil. So I got some Redline 75W90, and this is a gear oil. So we're gonna throw some fresh oil in the diff before the car goes down on the ground. And Jake should be here shortly. He's gonna bring a welder, and we're gonna like I told you, we're gonna relocate that blow-off valve and then screw down our oil cooler for good. And that's hopefully, as far as mechanical stuff, that should be it for now, unless we got problems, but knock on the wood, we do not. So hopefully everything's gonna work out. All right, there you go. This is loose. Don't look too bad. I can see right through it still, so that's good. All right, boys, as expected, we got a problem. Now, the drain plug, I got it drained, but the filler wouldn't come loose. So I had an impact on it, want to blast that thing off, and of course it's stripped out. There's no more, so it's a like T55, I believe. Yeah, it's a T55 fitting, and it's stripped right off, so there's no more teeth to grip inside of it. So I don't know. I asked Jake to bring it easy out, so hopefully he's gonna remember that and bring it out so we can take that off. I don't know what the reason for it to be so tight. I kind of beat a different fitting in it just to get it out, so and put a PB blaster on it. So just let it sit for a while. All right, Jake just got here, so we're getting ready to weld that flange on. Took a little while. He had some problems with his truck. It was overheating on the way here. The end tank was leaking, but he's made it. So thank you. So far we got this hole drilled right over here. So this is a new location, and the flange is going to be going right over here. So that's cool. This is getting capped off, and he's getting ready right now to get that welded on. Alright, boys, we got that pipe welded on. The hood pins are in, so we're ready to go for a drive and see how she feels. There it is. Here's the hood pins. Got the little poppers. There's one there, one there. Here's where the cooler's gonna sit at. Just like that. The blow-off valve now is further down the line. It's out of the way. So that's good. So let's take it for a drive and see what's going on. We got a check engine light flashing, 3,000 RPM. It wants me to shift. I'm not really 100% sure what's going on right now, but I feel it's something that I did. So I'm gonna turn around. I can't even get on it yet. So I'm gonna turn around, go back home and see what's going on with this. All right, boys, so I went for a drive. Check engine light keeps coming on, right at 3,000 RPM in every single gear. So I'm not really sure what's going on. I see that the oil pressure is a bit higher than normal, or what it was before. So I took a log, I sent it to my tuner. So he's gonna take a look at it and get back to me, and we'll see what's going on. I don't know if it has to do something with the oil cooler. Maybe the lines need to be swapped, but on the Mishimoto oil cooler it doesn't specify which one, you know, maybe it can be either way. So I'm not 100% sure. He's gonna take a look at and get back to me. But other than that, the car's ready. We're gonna figure out what's going on with this problem now. It wasn't here when we took the car apart, and now it is. So I'm gonna wrap this video here tonight, and then we're gonna start a new one once I find out what's going on. I'll update you guys on that. So thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate your time. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.